Capstone as a thesis and a research work. Based from CHED Memorandum Order Number 25 Series of 2015, the thesis or capstone project are required for candidates for graduation in all computing programs. Both the thesis and capstone project are terminal project requirements that would not only demonstrate a student's comprehensive knowledge of the area of study and research methods used, but also allow them to apply the concepts and method to a specific problem in their area of specialization. What is a thesis? It is a report of a scholar upon some piece of research which he has completed. In the area of computing, it is defined as a technical report on a systematic investigation of a problem that can be solved using computing. It may include a solution, an approximate or partial solution, a scientific investigation or development of result leading to the solution of the problem. Responsibilities of a capstone project student. Upon enrollment in the thesis or capstone project, the researcher has the sole responsibility of conceptualization, undertaking, monitoring, and writing the thesis report. It is therefore necessary for a researcher to learn the necessary skill and competency in the conduct of research. Although there will be an assigned advisor who will guide the student researcher in the conduct of the study, it is not the advisor's responsibility to feed everything to the researchers, because this defeats the purpose of teaching a researcher to be independent and to be competent. Besides, it will be researcher it will be the researcher who will present the result of the study in the final oral defense, and not the advisor. Capstone project. An undertaking approximate to be an professional field should significantly address an existing problem or needs. An IT capstone project focuses on the infrastructure, application, or process involved in implementing computing solution to a problem. Project duration. The thesis or capstone project will be completed within 2 semesters. Capstone or project and capstone project 2, 1 and 2. In case that the student will not be able to comply the requirements within the prescribed semester, he or she will be given another semester as extension to the completed capstone project. Failure to complete with the 4 semesters duration, the student will be required to enroll capstone project and capstone project, considering that the average span of a software is 3 years. In case the student will pass thesis or capstone project but will fail to complete the capstone project 2 with 2 semesters, the student will be required to enroll the thesis or capstone project 1 and thesis capstone project 2. C. Project Advisor. The Dean or Program Center Chair is given the authority to select the student's advisor and panel members based from the faculty members' competency and expertise on the capstone project topic. The selection of advisor for the capstone project will be limited to those faculty members from ICT. Appointment of advisors from other department, colleges, institution, universities will be allowed on a case basis. Contract of Service or COS faculty member may handle Capstone project advisorship, provided that there will be a permanent faculty member who will be a co-advisor to ensure that there will be somebody who will assume the advisorship once the contract of the formal is terminated. The maximum number of Capstone project advisory is 5 per faculty member. D. Panel composition. The dean or program chair will assign qualified and competent faculty members who will constitute the defense panel. The defense panel shall be composed of the following: one chairman, preferably the dean or the program chair, or a faculty with at least master's degree. Two members, one may be a content expert. E. Duties and responsibilities of the panel chairman. Brief the proponents or researchers about the proposal hearing, oral defense program during the actual proposal hearing or oral defense, respectively. Issue the verdict. The verdict is a unanimous decision among the three members of the thesis or capstone proposal hearing or oral defense panel. Once issued, it is final and irrevocable. Nominate a thesis or capstone project for Outstanding Research Capstone Project Award. Duties and responsibilities of advisor. Meets the team regularly, at least twice a month. Note, the team must seek proper appointment to answer questions and help resolve impasses and conflicts. Advisor must remind the proponents or researcher to do their work properly. Review truly all the variables and every stage of the research or capstone project to ensure that they meet the department's standard. The advisor may also require his or her proponents or researchers to submit progress reports regularly. Recommended the proponents or the researcher for the proposal hearing and oral defense. The advisor should not sign the proposal hearing notice and oral defense notice if he or she believes that the proponent or the researchers are not yet ready for the proposal hearing and oral defense, respectively. Thus, if the proponents or the researcher fail in the proposal hearing or oral defense, it is partially the advisor's fault. H. Duties and responsibilities of the advisor. Ensures that the study proposed by the students conforms to the standard of college and has immediate or potential impact on the researcher trust of the university. Guide the researcher or the research or the capstone project students in the following tasks while in the proposal stage. First, defining the research problems and objective in clear, specific terms. Building a working bibliography for the research. Identifying variables and formulating hypotheses, if any. Determining research design population to be studied. Research environment instrumental to be used and the data collection procedures. G. Duties and responsibilities of project thesis or capstone project subject teacher. The subject teacher is by default the advisor of all groups assigned to him or her. Announce research or capstone project areas at each semester. to the student. Conduct general meetings with the student to discuss the capstone project guidelines, policies, and deliverables, and to allow the student for raise and clarify issues. Select proposal, hearing, and oral defense panel for each team. Schedule research or capstone project activities such as the deadlines of deliverables and proposal hearing and oral defense session. H. Duties and responsibilities of advisor. Clarifies point during the proposal hearing and oral defense. Ensure that all the required revision are incorporated into the approximate documents and or software. Keeps informed the schedule of research or capstone project activities required, the variables and deadlines. Recommends to the proposal hearing and oral defense panel the nomination of his or her research capstone project for award. As a special advisor, he or she is responsible to be a provider, an encourager, a dictator, a pushy boss, a connector, and an employment agency. Verdicts. There will be 4 possible verdicts after the proposal depends. The verdicts is an unanimous decision among the 3 members of the panel committee. Once issued, it's final and irrevocable. Approved. Minor revisions are necessary but do not have presented in front of check all panelists. 86 to 100. Approve revision. Approve with revision. Major revision shall be incorporated in final copy of the revised project proposal. Summary. There must be checked by the panelists 70 to 85. Disapprove. The proponents or researcher failed to propose a researchable or scholarly capstone project below 70. The CCSICT Intellectual Property Policy. The college adopts the University Research Development Intellectual Property Policy and Guidelines, treasuring the substantial creativity, innovatives, and intellectual contribution of the faculty, research and support staff, as well as the student in the creation of intellectual property of university adopts the policy guidelines of Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. L. Thesis and capstone or capstone project grading system. The final grade of each proponent will comprise of the following. Average grade of the panel members 30%, subject teacher 30%, advisor of the capstone group 30%, peer grading 10%, total of 100%. Verdicts. Final defense. Accepted with revision. Revisions are necessary but they do not have to be presented in front of check all panelists. 71 to 100. Reoral defense. Another oral defense session in which all 70 to 85. Not accepted. The proponents or researcher failed to propose a researchable or scholarly capstone project below 70. J. Thesis or capstone project presentation. As recommended by the Philippine Society of IT Educational or PSITE Research Committee of Public Presentation in required. It should be school-based presentation open for public viewing. K. Thesis or capstone project Garner. Turnover. Project turnover is limited to software development, not including the equipment used during implementation as stated in the MOU. In the event that student is willing to donate the equipment, it must be stated in the MOU. System and manuscript defense. Capstone project output group grade using prototype rubric 70%. Oral examination or individual grade same rubric 30% with proposal. Total of 100%. Capstone project output group grade 70%. The output should be consistent with the objective as defined during the proposal stage, 25%. All major module and features of the system output as defined after the proposal stage are delivered items 25%. Group debugging or group shall display competence 20%. In the resolving planted bugs, duties